All right, so this is an addition that came after I recorded the video, so that's why I'm putting it in here, because I'm just seeing this most ridiculous stuff by Julie Green. And also, I want to point out, since a lot of prophecies that I've already shown you guys didn't come to pass in 2022, she had to hurry up and come out with a prophecy fulfilled, because I'm pretty sure she's getting emails, she's getting people saying, hey, what the heck is going on? So that's why she's coming out with this video so soon after all her 2022 prophecies failed. So now she has to confirm herself to her followers, look at all these prophecies that I did get right, which these are all worthless and prophecy in the news, and anyone can fake these prophecies that she's referring to in this whole entire video. And you're going to see some very weird symbolism that she flashes up when she's talking, right? And there are no coincidences when it comes to that. The one that I want to focus on, because I could do the entire video. This video lasts 56 minutes. I could, like I said, folks, I could do this all day long. And listen to her how she speaks throughout the whole video. Look at her actions. She's fumbling her words. She's stuttering a lot. And that's because she knows it's all bull crap. Now, this one I'm getting ready to go over deals with what happened with the FAA and the planes being down. So just listen to what she has to say about this.
This is from Planes Grounded, the fall of Biden's December 12th. Now listen to this, of 2021. This is 2021, not 2022, 2021. Prophecy, planes. Watch the planes in the sky because the airlines will be grounded and military will fill and protect the skies above you, United States. Watch the skies, for I am sending them to take over and remove all those guilty of treason acts against you. They have not gotten away with anything. My army is moving. My hand is moving.
Okay, so there are three things that she says. First of all, the planes are going to be grounded. Then the military is going to be filling the skies. And those who are guilty will be removed, right? So there's three components to that. Now, did you see the symbolism that occurs? It doesn't end there. So did you see all of a sudden all these military were all in the skies? Did you see people getting arrested? No, it did not.
So another prophecy regarding this. An explosion of truth will bring them down. Date received July 28th. Prophecy. People are moving into their positions now for the final showdown against the one world government. You will soon start to see military in action, military movements more and more. Do not fear these moves. They are to take your country back and to tear the power away from your enemies, saith the Lord. The airlines will be in your news more and more. Listen to this. Again, this is another one we talked about, cancellation of planes being grounded. The airlines will be in the news more and more. Cancellations will be excessive. This phrase will be in your news. What is going on, people will ask. This happened in Florida last week, and then also now this happened nationwide here in the United States of America, and that hasn't happened since 9/11. They're saying it was a computer glitch. No. There's more to this story.
All right, so she's saying that there is more to the story. So what is the military doing? Are they arresting people? Are they taking people out? Let me share something with you, Julie Green. If your prophecies from all of 2022 were all failing, why wouldn't this one be any different? Right? Even before then, people were trying to say that this prophecy, when all the planes were down because of the weather, right, and all the cancellations that were happening, right, they were trying to associate, your followers were trying to associate this prophecy with that, even though there was a whole bunch of bad weather. And guess what? Every year around Christmas, which is one of the busiest times in the airlines, there's a lot of cancellations anyway. It just so happened there was a big storm. So whatever is going on with the FAA or whatever, the issue is fixed, right? So where is the airplanes now? Where are the arrests being made, right? So you're putting this delusion on your people that follow you. This is a delusion.
And then the word grounded, this word will be heard because I am clearing the skies above you, my children. It's needed for what is about to happen next. Now, again, these two prophecies, one was from December 12th of 2021, and then this was from July 28th of 2022.
But it's not happening. It's not happening. They're back up and running again.
Now here, this is, like I said, I'm going to make, my team is making this. Thank you for all the ones that are working on this. Is a lot of work to make these things.
Yeah, so other people are putting it together. The people that work for you are associating these events to your fake and false prophecies. That's one of the reasons why you're fumbling your words, because you're noticing that your prophecy isn't really coming to pass. So I wonder what else are these people putting for her together when it comes to her prophecies. You know, she did flip up that Illuminati symbol earlier.
The corporate world is going to shake like never before. Date received December 23rd. So this is going along with this prophecy that is being fulfilled. Prophecy. Military activity is about to pick up. Such activity will not go unnoticed. A Pentagon shakeup, military in your skies. So I want to get to military in your skies. And travel obstructed. Third one. Okay. I told you my children airlines will be grounded. So he's saying that word again. Third one, he's saying grounded.
The
reason they give you will not be the true reason. This was September 23rd. This is huge. A strike they will shout, but they are trying to hide what is really going on. So there's going to be something else that's going to go on that's going to come up here, and they're going to say it's a strike too. So there's going to be something else that's going to come on. This is just something, again, prophecy being fulfilled because they've already started grounding it and they say it was a technical glitch. Now we're going to see another one. Okay? This is, again, unfolding. And what they're saying.
Okay, your prophecy did not come to pass because nobody is being arrested. Where is the military? Okay, you see, folks, how she is putting a delusion, a spell, a wicked Jezebel spell. Let me share something with you folks. They didn't know what caused this. So, of course, the military is going to go up and protect the skies. This is procedure. Right? But now guess what? We are not seeing people being arrested. Right? So her bringing this up, it doesn't make a difference. If there are issues, if there is threats in the air, they will send up our military to intercept and protect the skies. So there you see it, folks. If you don't see what is going on, right? She has a team that ties her prophecies to news. But this is why she has and claims all these prophecy fulfilled, like on these bogus, like Antarctica and university scandal, all these prophecies, because then they go and search the news after she's made the prophecy and connect these events. But like I said before, if there's any issues with the FAA, right, they're going to send planes up in the air. And they are going to be protecting the United States in an event that something else is going on. We've been told for the longest time, and this very well could have been a hack. They just haven't told us. We've been told that Russia and China are always trying to hack our systems and cause destruction, and maybe this is part of it. But this has nothing to do with their so-called prophecy, because guess what? Nobody's being arrested. How come nobody's being arrested? Didn't you enjoy the symbolism all throughout the video where she kept putting up the 666 and the Illuminati? That's what they have to do. Yeah, that's a pretty far stretch, you know, what some people might say. But when the elite do it, you guys are all like, oh my gosh, look, they're throwing up the symbols. She did it throughout this video. And that was just a small clip.
Lindsey Graham will be in the news to finally settle once and for all what side he was really on. Yes, a lot of questions have arisen about many in your government. Some are used by me to infiltrate the side of the blue. Some were actually on the side of the blue that infiltrated the red. So all will be exposed and released in this year of 2022.
So all this will be exposed and released in 2022. Another failed prophecy. Where's she getting her prophecies from, folks? Answer that question, because it's not from God, because the Bible clearly states, the Word of God clearly states, that if a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord and that prophecy doesn't come to pass, it was not from the Lord.
Here is the prophetic word, and it's called the rightful president is in charge in more ways than you can see.
See, this is the promotion of a conspiracy theory that he's still in charge. And I've asked that question to many different people that they can't answer. With all the things that are happening to people, if they take the shot, why is he allowing that to happen? Why is he allowing innocent people to be affected? Right? For this whole time, you know, we got wars, we got innocent people all over the planet dying, but he's in charge. This is why I say you have to be very careful, folks, because if she's been wrong on all this other stuff, obviously she's wrong on this one too. And all this is very disturbing. And there have been many people that have made sacrifices with their own life. I shared with you guys what happened on J6 and how people were being put in prison and they didn't want to go to prison, so they took themselves out. Is that a person really behind the scenes that's making things work and really in charge? That makes no sense at all whatsoever. I'm telling you, folks, you better watch out. You don't really know how deep and dark some of these people are actually going. You know, the more I listen to this stuff, and this is just a small sample. I mean, literally, if you were to go back and listen to every single video that she has on her Rumble, I mean, you'd just be blown away by the amount of false prophecies that have been given. All right, so this next one is the Netanyahu false prophecy. Now, there have been people that said, well, look, her prophecy came to pass about Netanyahu coming back in power. Okay, when she prophesied this is several weeks before the election in Israel, right? So Netanyahu was in the mix as far as to become prime minister, right? But when you listen to this prophecy, look at the conditions, look at all the other things that are attached to this prophecy. This is that one where people were saying Netanyahu and DJT would be installed or reinstated around the same time. Well, we just had the elections in Israel again where Netanyahu did win, right? But just listen to this prophecy. I don't even want to even call it a prophecy.
Watch a miracle about to happen in the land of Israel against its enemies, for the Lord of hosts is in control, and nothing or any of her enemies, and anything of her enemies tries, it will not win. And the coup against the one I have chosen for that land, which is Benjamin Netanyahu.
She said it will not win. So we know Netanyahu didn't win, so that part of the prophecy failed.
And the coup against the one I have chosen for that land, which is Benjamin Netanyahu, will not be removed. The plans will be exposed, and I will bring him.
She said he will not be removed. Well, he was removed. Prophecy failure number 2. So this cannot be the prophecy that she was referring to as far as him winning this year. So all those people who keep sending me the messages and comments and saying, well, look what happened to Netanyahu. You guys aren't even listening to the prophecies. And that is the biggest mistake when it comes to the wealth transfer prophecies and listening to prophets and so forth. And even when when I've admitted to my own mistakes and not really listening, because if I was really listening, I wouldn't have made the mistakes that I have. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. And I'm just sharing with you guys that, something is wrong.
And I will bring him and Trump together, and this nation to a greater way your enemies cannot stand against.
That's where the prophecies where they both come together. That's where that's coming from, right? And other prophets were picking up on that. But what happened to the exposure as well?
Watch a miracle about to happen in the land of Israel against its enemies, for the Lord of hosts is in control, and nothing or any of her enemies, and anything of her enemies tries, it will not win. And the coup against the one I have chosen for that land, which is Benjamin Netanyahu, will not be removed. The plans will be exposed, and I will bring him and Trump together, and this nation to a greater way your enemies cannot stand against.
Not one piece of that prophecy was fulfilled. He ran again to be prime minister, and he won, and that was it, right? So she was saying he would not be removed, that their plans wouldn't work, and people are pointing this out to me as if this prophecy was true, and it's actually utterly false. On this next one I'm getting ready to share with you, this is where she's calling out the angel of death on different people. So some of these things are going to be blocked out, and I need to be very careful with my wording. But again, you're going to see another failed prophecy. And this deals with Merrick Garland.
Merrick Garland, United States Attorney General? You wish. Oh yes, you may have that title, but you never had the power. Scandals they will hear about you. Everything you have done will come out, and you will not survive in this hour of truth. You will not recover from this, Merrick. You will fall, and it's about to be great. You too are a liar and a traitor, and you will not live to see the end of this year. Not live to see the end of this year. And you will not live to see the end of this year.
He didn't die by the end of 2022. Once again, folks, you have to question where these prophecies coming from. And they were not coming from God, because if they were, they would have came to pass. I mean, folks, she's using the Lord's name in vain on a scale that is just absolutely insane. We've all made mistakes and used the Lord's name in vain in different situations and at different times, but this is just absolutely insane. I mean, how do you answer this? This is what she said. So the exposure didn't come, and neither did his death. So she had two prophecies that failed. So this next one deals with the midterms, right? And the Republicans barely took the House. They didn't win the Senate. There was no red wave or nothing like that. And not only herself, but many other people were prophesying this massive red wave. This was right before the election.
In the coming weeks and months, your enemies will make things look darker and more impossible. Watch all they will try to do after the midterms to stay in power. They will not leave quietly. They will not accept defeat. They see the red, and red terrifies them. There are too many coming into power after winning. They will know they can't turn them. They can't blackmail them, or break them, or bribe them. They realize their rule is over, and they will soon become a reality. As they try to do these things, remember these words. They lose. They will fail. They are finished. Your enemies who are up against you, remember that again. Your enemies who you are up against are not up against just you. My children, they are up against me, and I never lose, saith the Lord of hosts.
Did that prophecy sound like any of it came to pass? Right? Like I said, Republicans barely held on to the House. They didn't win the Senate. There wasn't this big red wave. There's no excuse for these prophecies. All right, so the next one is about Prince Charles. Now listen to the prophecy carefully. And this is from February 6th of 2022. So this was before the Queen passed away.
Prince Charles, you thought you could let Andrew fall for you. That's what the elites, or the puppet masters, wanted to save you. You let your brother take a fall so you could stay safe. Charles, you are not. Truth I have declared, and you will also be stripped of your power. I will say this again, you will never have the royal crown, no matter how bad you wanted it, or how close you came to it. I am moving my hand against you. Diana's name will be vindicated. Charles, you helped with the coup in my nation, and the whole world will know it. You will fall and never get back up and regain your power. You were just another arrogant pharaoh. How you hardened your heart against me. And you will fall as the pharaoh of old, and your end will be seen, saith the Lord of hosts.
Saith the Lord. Well, Prince Charles is in power. He is doing all the duties of a king right now. So she said that he would never have the crown. Okay, so Just pulling this up on Google, it says, is King Charles' coronation necessary? A coronation is the ancient ceremony in which new monarchs take an oath before the country and are formally crowned, blessed, and anointed. To be clear, the ceremony is religious and symbolic, but not a constitutional requirement. And Charles III is no less than a king for not having been through this process yet. Can you be the king without a coronation? It is not, therefore, necessary for the monarch to be crowned in order to become king. Edward VIII reigned as king without ever being crowned. So for those of you who want to argue about whether or not if he's been officially crowned, that does not matter. He is actively the king. He is the king of England. So her prophecy about Prince Charles did not come to pass. All right, so we have another midterm prophecy. This was October the 20th of 2022. So this was about almost 3 weeks before the election.
Great upsets are about to take place politically for your enemies. Great defeats are about to be seen. Defeats so big your enemies couldn't cheat enough to stay in their positions of power. Oh yes, red wave is coming. But it's not just a wave, but a tsunami is coming for the side of the blue. Red, I say, will be seen, and red will have great victories, but woe to those on the side of the red.
So she said, great upsets and defeats, in that they couldn't cheat enough in order to win. Now, if you go to Drew Bloom's site, and after she was devastated from this prophecy, you need to listen to what she says and what her excuse is, right? Because they all keep saying, and she was saying, and remember, even the prophecy dealing with Kent Christmas, remember I showed you that? He said that angels would be at all the polling stations and all that stuff, right? And that it wouldn't happen. So these two people said the exact same thing, but guess what? It didn't happen. Now we're going to listen to the Herschel Walker prophecy. Very short and sweet and to the point, but you'll see what she says about that.
Herschel Walker will be in the news, and victory will be with his name. Herschel Walker will be in the news, and victory will be with his name.
Okay, so she prophesied Herschel Walker winning, and it did not happen. But this just goes to show, folks, that she is not hearing from God. Now, remember, she says that all these prophecies are from the Lord. I, the Lord. Now, this one deals with Nancy passing away by midterms. And so this is the last prophecy that I'm going to go over. And like I shared with you folks, I could go over so many. I can make a whole channel dedicated just to following her prophecies.
But also one of the things that the Lord has just given me, I think I've given out. If not, I'm giving it away. She will not last to the 2020 midterm elections. She will pass away before that. So the Lord is really getting down on these people and what they've done. And he keeps talking about the angel of death. And
Let's hear that again, folks.
But also one of the things that the Lord has just given me.
The Lord has given her. Okay, this is not her. She's saying this is from the Lord.
I think I've given out. If not, I'm giving it away. She will not last to the 2020 midterm elections. She will pass away before that. So the Lord is really getting down on these people and what they've done. And he keeps talking about the angel of death. And
So she was supposed to pass away before the midterms, folks. So this is another prophecy that she used God's name in that did not come to pass. She's not done there. We got another one to listen to.
She can't handle the presidency. No. They know she's a drunk. But they know she is dying. And they helped with that. They are now disposing of anyone they feel is no longer useful to them. She failed the puppet masters with her 2 impeachments that didn't work. Her days are coming to an end, and she will not last until the 2020 midterm elections. She'll be visited by the angel of death.
So there we go again with the angel of death on people. And it's not something I really want to, a subject I want to get into, but she did call on about 30 different individuals and saying the same thing, right? People that basically were the enemies of DJT. Drew Bloom did go over that video, but that video was taken down by YouTube. So this is what I'm saying, folks, is that she's supposed to be a seasoned prophet, and she is the mouthpiece of God. I don't see any comparison as far as making excuses in the Bible for this. And I don't know how long it's going to take people to wake up, but this is what's been going on for the last several years with her and the minions and the other people that she hangs out with the Bo Ponies, the Emmanuel Johnsons, the Kent Christmas, the Amanda Graces, and all the other people that I've been sharing with you folks. They're all doing the same thing. They're all on the same page. And I'm trying to get you guys to understand that Jesus said that false prophets would be out there. And just because somebody speaks in the name of Jesus does not make them a real prophet. You know, false prophets do sometimes get it right. And this is all dealing with prophesying the news. And I've shared examples of that, not just here, but also with other people too as well. I want to ask people this question. Do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe in God's word? And how can anybody defend this? If somebody was lying in your name, wouldn't you be very upset? And shouldn't you even be more upset that somebody like this is doing this along with all the other people that are in her crew? And folks, this is just a small sample. I could do this for hours every day with all the prophecies that she has just going back to 2022. You have to question anybody who comes on here or they talk about me doing this. They talk about defending Julie Green and calling her a true prophet. Yet after watching all of this, you haven't changed your mind. Those are the people that you don't need to listen to at all whatsoever. Nobody's perfect out here on YouTube. I understand that, but this is way beyond all of that. When are people going to wake up about what is going on out there in the prophetic world? And these people are involved in the wealth transfer, just like RC, right? Look what he did. This is the same thing. Are any of you guys getting this? And here's this meme, right, of the three wolves. And then all we have to do is keep giving them prophecies with dates. Then tell them God said delay. Every prophet that has been giving these types of prophecies, this is their excuse. And they're laughing at you about it. You know, I'm pretty sure Julie Green has lost a lot of people following her, but it wasn't everybody. And it should be everybody. And how many times, right? How many prophecies did I show you about DJT in 2022, right? How many returns of prophecies did you hear? And some of these people are so deceitful, right? How to prophesy the news for dummies. Included, how to put fear in your followers when they question your failed prophecies. Do my prophets no harm? You can't judge and all this stuff. Right? Because this is what they're doing, folks. Most of these people's prophecies, they're prophesying the news, and then on the real big things, especially like the DJT and the elections, they're missing it every single time. And then when they try to explain away their dated prophecies, now this is not just Julie, but others too, right? Sometimes they don't even deal with it, but when they do deal with it, they're trying to explain it to you, and you're just like, oh my gosh, really? Are they really? And some of you guys just eat it up. And it's clear, right, that if a prophet prophesies in God's name and it doesn't come to pass, it's not from God. And yet many of you will make excuses and get mad at me and try to throw stones at me. But I'm just sharing the information and telling you what the word says and sharing with you the words that she's using, and that, okay, if we know that it's not from God, then where's it from? So tell me what the prophets who said DJT would return in 2021 and 2022 are saying about 2023. You know, and this is funny because, you know, I'm just sitting here and I'm listening to some of these prophecies they're saying now in 2023, and it's absolutely crazy. It's funny. And some of you guys are going to be posting their videos in different groups and stuff like that. And yet you forget everything what was said in 2021 and 2022, except for the people who no longer follow them or accept their excuses. And look at this meme. Hey, I know the 2022 DJT prophecies didn't work out for you, but I got a 2023 return of DJ prophecy for you. Remember, Julie Green calls her followers my children, right? And you got the child going right into the same pitfall, right into the same trap. Or I've even heard people do this. The prophecy did come to pass in the spiritual realm. I've heard that too, right? So there you go. They put their followers are putting the spell over other people when they question their prophecies. And this is how some of you are about Julie Green's failed prophecies, right? If you guys are familiar with The Lord of the Rings, you're looking and you're seeing Julie Green's failed prophecies, right? The ring. And people are telling you, cast your failed prophecies in the fire and forget about it. And because you're so delusional and you know that these prophecies are failures, but you continue to hold on. And you simply say no. Prophecies have a great hold on people because it comes from a wicked realm. And this is how some of you act. When a false prophet does get 1 out of 10 prophecies right, they act emboldened. False prophets sometimes will get it right because they're prophesying the news, so it is an appearance as if they are getting things right. And if you guess enough, you will get it right. This is the arrogance of the people who do follow her and don't care about her false prophecies. Don't worry, this baby is just as reliable as Julie Green's prophecies. All right, so is this somebody you're going to continue to listen to after hearing all of this? Right? Some of you will still get in the car. You will still make that purchase. Some of you will take those prophecies to the bitter end. Some of you I've had debates with, and it doesn't even matter how wrong they have been at all whatsoever. It does not matter to you. And that should be very concerning. After everything that I've shared with you guys, I hope that you are listening. I hope that you are paying attention. So this is it, folks. This is more than likely my last video doing this. Every now and then, I might do these videos. It just really depends on how things turn out and if we hear any more outrageous prophecies from these people. And I've pointed them all out to you, folks. They all run together. They all go on each other's shows. They all have their own mouthpieces that they use, like Bo and Steve Schultz and others, to show you guys that something is very wrong. And if you find this behavior acceptable, as far as these people are supposed to be seasoned prophets and they keep doing this, if you find this acceptable, there is going to be no hope for you in the future because you will be deceived. People think that the great delusion has to do with UFOs and aliens and all that stuff. And you know what? You don't need that to deceive the people. So I am pretty sure that there will be people that will debate this. They will not look at the video. They will tell you TC is just an idiot. Don't watch the video. Don't listen to the video. Is because they want to keep the lie going. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be ashamed. And they want to keep protecting the lies and keep protecting those who perpetrate using God's name in vain like this. To the extent of this is on a massive scale. It's been going on for years. And thankfully, we are under grace. So if there's any prayers that need to be said for these people, well, you should know what to pray for now, right? And pray for grace and mercy. You know what gets me? There's not one apology that comes from these people. Not one. There's no saying, hey, I made some mistakes. I need to separate myself for a while. So if you don't hear from me on YouTube or whatever, or on my social media, it's because I'm separating myself. You don't see them do that at all whatsoever. They just keep perpetrating the same things over and over again. All right, folks, that is all that I have for today. I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.